Let's look at the difference between cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfection. What is the objective? And do you know the difference? Cleaning. It involves the removal of food residue, dirt, grease, and other undesirable debris. Also, it requires physical energy, or as some call it, elbow grease. It can also require heat and/or chemicals, such as detergents. Cleaning is an action that you use to clean your house. This action only removes dirt from the surface and does not kill all bacteria. Sanitizing spraying with Vital Oxide. It is designed to reduce, not kill, the number of microorganisms to a safe level. Sanitizing spraying is performed after manually cleaning. Keep in mind, uncleaned surfaces will reduce the effectiveness of sanitizing. So, it is very important to manually clean surfaces first. All surfaces that come into contact with food must be cleaned and sanitized regularly. The higher dilution level of sanitizing will not kill the coronavirus or C. diff spores. Disinfection spraying with Vital Oxide. Disinfection spraying eliminates many or all pathogenic microorganisms, except bacterial spores. Disinfecting will kill the coronavirus. Disinfection does not necessarily remove visible dirt and debris from surfaces, so manual cleaning is needed before disinfection. Traditional misting sprayer versus electrostatic sprayer. Let's look at the difference between the two. The sprayer is only a method of delivering the disinfectant. The efficacy is the same using either system. Electrostatic sprayers require more time to apply disinfectant effectively. It requires a slower application pace, and requires more attention to the wet contact time. Some of the different types of sprayers are traditional backpack or hand sprayer, rechargeable battery or electric, backpack and wheeled sprayers typically have a larger particle size. Traditional spray nozzle. The spray pattern can be adjusted. Usually holds 1 gallon up to 15 gallons. Wet time must be achieved by spraying 6 to 8 inches from surface. There is no statistically significant difference in the efficacy between sprayers. Both sprayers can use Vital Oxide. Electrostatic sprayer. Droplets are atomized and produce electrically charged spray. They cover surfaces through a wraparound effect. Typically a smaller particle size. Adjustable electrostatic nozzle. Usually holds a half gallon to a 2 gallon capacity. Wet time must be achieved by spraying 6 to 8 inches from surface. There is no statistically significant difference in efficacy between sprayers. Both sprayers can use Vital Oxide. Using Vital Oxide in a mister or electrostatic sprayer. For disinfection spraying, either misting or electrostatically, Vital Oxide is ready to use in order to achieve the proper kill claim for coronavirus. Vital Oxide can be diluted to a 1 part to 9 parts of water to achieve sanitizing. This dilution mixture is not effective against coronavirus. The nozzle should be kept 6 to 8 inches away from surfaces when spraying, to give good coverage and provide proper wet time. As a manager, you should be aware of the risk to your employees, and take all reasonable steps to minimize the risk of infecting individuals. For these reasons, it is essential that our teams strictly follow the procedures when working in areas where COVID-19 may be present. Any staff who participate in this work must be trained, understand, and acknowledge the COVID-19 contaminated area disinfection essential information for all staff. An out-of-scope, change request, contract variation, will need to be negotiated to perform specified COVID-19 contaminated area disinfection cleaning activities. Existing surface cleaning and disinfection standard operating procedures, personal hygiene, infection prevention controls, and personal protective equipment should reduce the risk of cross-contamination or exposure to COVID-19. All frequently touched surfaces must be regularly cleaned and decontaminated with an EPA-approved disinfectant before using a mister or electrostatic sprayer. Use this method when required by contract to disinfect surfaces. Food safety. If you disinfect a food contact surface by accident, that surface must be thoroughly rinsed with potable water to remove all chemical residue. With the exception of the worker conducting the spraying, who is wearing all required PPE, the area must be unoccupied by all individuals and pets during the spraying process. After spraying is complete, the area must be unoccupied by all individuals and pets for at least 30 minutes. This process is considered an aerosol generating procedure or AGP. Please ensure the 3 checks for safety have been performed before starting the task. Stop and ask yourself, do I know how to do the job? Do I have the right equipment? Is my environment safe? Before starting, you must review the personal protective equipment or PPE and hand hygiene information. Where possible, ventilate the area. Check that all equipment and materials are safe to use before starting the task. Visually inspect the work area to ensure the area is safe. If there is a hazard and you're not able to find a solution, you must inform your immediate manager before proceeding. Required personal protective equipment: level 1 gown or protective coveralls or long sleeve/long pant clothing, mask, disposable moisture impervious, non-latex gloves, and safety glasses must be worn. Surface disinfection equipment and materials. The disinfectant used is Vital Oxide. Using the right disinfectant is critical to ensure safe, effective execution. This process is specifically for Vital Oxide. Vital Oxide is approved by the EPA for COVID-19 coronavirus. You must follow the EPA master label instructions for emerging pathogens to ensure regulatory compliant use. You must follow the EPA master label instructions for fogging and misting disinfectant to ensure regulatory compliance. Safety data sheets or SDS must be on file for all disinfectant chemicals used or handled. SDS must be kept in an area readily accessible to all employees and the client. Operations with remote work sites should keep applicable SDS in each work area. Apply the disinfectant. Disinfectant wet contact time is the time a surface must remain visibly wet to disinfect. The wet contact time for Vital Oxide is 10 minutes, as identified by the product master label. The master label is available from the manufacturer. Carefully read the user manual of mechanical misting, fogging, or spraying device to ensure proper usage and precautions. Electrical devices must not be saturated with disinfectant. They must be cleaned and disinfected manually. After the required 10-minute wet contact time is achieved, the surface can be allowed to air dry, or can be polished dry with a clean disposable paper towel. If the surface appears streaky, a water-dampened, clean paper towel can be used to remove streaking. Soft surfaces. Electronic devices such as telephones, keyboards, and TV remotes should be disinfected using a disinfectant wipe. Do not overwet the device. Summary of misting or electrostatic spraying, using Vital Oxide disinfectant for frequently touched hard and soft surfaces. The disinfection process is as follows. Fill a spray bottle or reservoir with disinfectant. Pre-clean all surfaces to remove all visible soil, using disposable wipes and cleaner. Ensure the surface is completely dry before proceeding. Once all surfaces are clean, begin the disinfection process by electrostatically spraying the disinfectant evenly on the surface. Spray heads must be within 6 to 8 inches off surface for disinfectant to be effective. Move spray head east to west, then north to south, on each surface, to ensure the surface is completely covered, and will remain wet for the required 10-minute wet contact time, required for Vital Oxide to be effective. Do not dry the surface until after wet contact time of 10 minutes is achieved. After wet contact time is achieved, the surface can air dry, or can be polished with a clean wipe, or paper towel, to a streak-free appearance. By adhering to these procedures, you will assure a safe and clean environment. For additional questions or concerns, please ask your manager.